Can the Ryobi brushless angle grinder live up to the hype? We'll have to see in just a moment. I'm Tim Johnson. You're watching Shop Tool Reviews. This is the brand new Ryobi 1+ HP 18 volt brushless 4.5 inch angle grinder. Model number is PBLAG01B. Now you're going to be able to buy this tool for $119 for the bare tool. And it's supposed to come out sometime between January and February of 2021. Now, if you're not aware of the new Ryobi HP tools, they have both an HP Compact series, where they released 6 brand new tools just a couple of months ago. We covered all of those. And then later on, just last month, they released a whole new lineup of full-size HP tools, high-performance tools from Ryobi. And they're going beyond that DIY sector. They're actually going to that pro market, hitting them in the Compact series, as well as that full-blown Pro series as well, with all brushless tools. So that's the new HP lineup. Now, some of those are actually going in their 40 volt line for the outdoor power equipment, but many of them are on the 18 volt lineup in the 1+ HP platform. This is one of those. We want to see, will it actually live up to the claims? Let me quit running my mouth here. We'll talk about some of the features in depth, look at it up close, then we'll put it to the test and then come back and see what we think. Okay, this is the new 4.5 inch Ryobi angle grinder, their 1+ HP platform. So brushless technology, bare tool, gonna run $119 for this. Cool thing, comes with 2 4.5 inch wheels, a grinding wheel, as well as a cutting wheel. Also comes with a tool-free guard here, so you can easily, it's indexable, or it's indexed, so you can push the lever here, turn it to wherever you need for your cutting or grinding. Also, it comes with the grinding guard, as you see here, which you would use a grinding wheel on. And then if you switched over to the cutting wheel, you don't have to change out the guard, but what they include is this plastic guard here that easily just slides on and snaps into place, as you see right there. So it snaps over that lip. So now you've got your cutting guard on. That's going to give you more coverage as you cut through material to disperse those sparks in the area that you want them to. To take it off, just press that little tab there and take the cutting guard back off, and you can move that out of the way. You also get a tool-free wheel change nut as well. So flip that lever up, push the spindle lock, and that locks it in. And now we can put our grinding wheel on, or put our cutting wheel on, or whatever we need to do. Spin that back on. There we go. Flip that back over, and now we're good to go. If we want to use that spanner, we can do that as well. As far as the handle, it's a 3-position handle, so we can go handle left, handle top for cutting if you want to do that, or handle right there as well. So it makes it nice that you've got 3 positions there to work with. As I mentioned, it is the 1+ HP, so it does have the brushless motor. You can see the indication right there where it says HP brushless. So you do get that brushless technology. You should get more efficiency, so a longer run time, as well as more power out of this tool, especially when you couple it with an HP battery. One thing I really like to see when I first saw this in the pictures and video from Ryobi is the paddle switch. I love a grinder with a paddle switch. It just offers a lot of flexibility. So you have a safety latch there, the safety lever that you have to flip, and then you can depress that paddle switch. And that paddle switch just gives you a lot more flexibility on how you grab that, where you grab that. Depending on where I'm at, I could grab it with my thumb if I needed to. Just a very broad trigger paddle to actually call on that tool as I need to, and if I let go of it, it's actually going to turn that tool off, and I don't have to worry about it continuing to spin. Let's go over, use this some. We'll do some grinding, we'll do some cutting, and then we'll wrap it up. We are going to pair this with a 6 amp hour battery, full charge on this, and the reason being is we feel like this is a very high demand tool. So this is going to draw a lot a lot of current, a lot of power. So 6 amp hour battery, definitely worth the investment when running a tool like this. Let's adjust our blade guard. We're going to do some cutting here. Now this is not any light metal here. So we've got a piece of steel channel. It's 3/8 of an inch thick through the belly here. It's more than a 1/2 inch thick through the webbing, and it tapers down to no less than a 1/4 inch here on the end. So at least a 1/4 inch, mainly 3/8 of an inch all the way through, and again, about a 1/2 inch there on the corners. So we'll do a cut here and see how well we do. Okay, we're through the majority portion of this. I got to tell you, I thought that might be a fail, but you can see we burn up most of a battery here in cutting this. But that's some heavy duty stuff there. That's no light work. Okay, so we've definitely cut through that. Now, let's see if we can handle grinding that. Again, that's some pretty thick steel we've got there. Put our grinding wheel on. Still got about half a battery left. So I can definitely stop it if I want to. Looks like we went into override. Looks like the overload protection kicked in. Okay, I don't know if maybe this battery's overheated or not. We've still got 2 bars on it, but it wouldn't activate the tool in this fresh 3.0 wood. Let me just make sure here. Yeah. We'll let that one cool down. Maybe that'll be the... So go back to the 3.0. So that kicked in the overload protection. Battery's still good, still activates the tool, but I just overloaded it like this. Okay, overload the tool, let off the trigger, come back on it, we're still good. I can definitely tell the power loss going to a 3.0 battery, so the 6.0 HP battery definitely gives me a little more oomph in the grinder, which again, I'd recommend running a 6.0 battery with this. Let's swap this out. Okay, Ryobi claims up to 200 cuts per charge in 3/8 inch rebar. Now, this is actually 1/2 inch rebar, so a little bigger than what they claim, but we're running a 3.0 battery as well. I don't know what they're speccing their cut rate at or at what battery, but we're going to run the 3.0 in here and see how well it does. And I know I should have that battery removed when I'm doing this. Okay, I'm not going to go to 200 cuts by any means, but as far as cutting that rebar, no problem whatsoever. It's definitely got the power to do it. Even with this 3.0 battery, cuts right through that with no problem. As far as runtime on that, again, I don't know. You know, if you're a professional metal worker, welder, grinder, pipe fitter, you're not going to be buying this tool, any cordless grinder really. But for that shop, for doing that piecemeal work, a cordless grinder comes in really, really handy, and that works quite well. The 1+ HP grinder does really well, especially for a $119 tool. We pushed the Ryobi 1+ HP angle grinder pretty hard. Let's face it, cutting through 3/8 to 1/2 inch thick structural steel is not an easy task whatsoever. Now, cutting through the rebar, it had no problems whatsoever with the 3 amp hour battery. Cutting through there, I don't know, we cut probably 10 or 12 of those and then just stopped. I mean, as far as power goes, it's going to do that without a problem whatsoever. Now, as far as grinding goes, with the wheel that came with it, which I would not grind with that wheel, I would buy a better quality wheel, and especially when you're doing a lot of grinding, I typically like to go with a flat disc, depending on what I'm doing. Regardless, you can get a wheel that cuts better than what comes with it, so the tool will actually perform better than what the wheel showed. Can I stop this? Absolutely. I can lean into it, stop this machine, throw it into overload. But you saw, first we had a battery issue with the 6.0, but that was after cutting through this. Now it's sitting on the charger. It's in like a test phase. It hasn't shown it defective yet, but it does show that it's, you know, a flashing red, which tells us it's testing it to see if it's going to be a bad cell or not. Okay, this is the next morning. We put this on the charger, and it looks like it charged. So now let's see if it will actually work. Yeah, so obviously, I don't know if it was overheat or something in the battery. It didn't feel that hot, but definitely had an issue with this 6.0 battery, but seems to be fixed now. Regardless, we had a battery issue because we threw a 3 amp hour battery in here, and it did quite fine again. So can I stop the tool? Yes. Am I getting more power with the 6.0 versus the 3.0? Yes. So typical what we see in other tools as well. It's going to be paired best with the HP battery. So the HP tools are made to work best with the high performance, the HP batteries as well. So if you want a little more out of your Ryobi HP tools, make sure you're pairing it with an HP 18 volt battery. Where do I see this? I see this as a kind of a supplementary tool, if you will, especially if this is your profession. It's not going to replace your corded angle grinder, and really that goes across the board. Very few angle grinders are actually putting out the power of a corded tool, really not any yet, but getting very close. Regardless, this is a great tool to do those little side jobs, those smaller jobs, things like that. Or if you're in a profession where you just need this from time to time, it's a great idea to have a cordless angle grinder. Let's face it, we don't like to drag around cords anymore. We don't like to plug in extension cords. Great tool for that. 120 bucks? That's a really great buy, especially if you already have Ryobi batteries. This is a great buy for you. Check it out. Again, it's the Ryobi 1+ HP 4.5 inch angle grinder. Model number is the PBLAG01B. You'll find these at Home Depot. Should hit the shelves sometime between now and February of 2021. Make sure you look for them. 3-year warranty on these. Also keep track of us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. If you don't mind, would you hit that like and subscribe button? But only if you like this video. If you hated this video, give us that thumbs down. But would you let us know in the comments why? Have a great day and keep smiling.